Hey everybody, it's Marshall McKean. It's going to be a Girl Meets World review for the episode Girl Meets New Teacher from Season 2. I don't remember the episode number, but I think it's like episode 10? I don't know, I don't remember. But this episode completely rocked. I have some updates at the end of this video that I'm going to be telling you about my schedule for the videos, but let's just talk about this episode, so let's break it down. This episode was great, and the reason why I thought it was because it just... One, I have a soft spot for Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. I just love that so much that they've done, put that in this episode because it was so good. But another thing is that, I'm actually, rereading it. I've read a little bit, but I'm actually going to read the whole thing now. I know what it's about. I know generally all the stuff from Dark Knight Returns and Frank Miller, but I'm just going to read it again. Why not? So it got me into that. But this episode, let's talk about it actually. It was really, really good. So this episode deals with the new English teacher, and her name is Harper. I think when her last name was Burgess, Miss Burgess, something like that, yeah. So she is in school. She's the new English teacher. And what I love about this episode, I think, is the actress. I think I've seen her before at one point, but I don't remember where. Sounds like familiar, but I don't remember where I've seen her. Or maybe I haven't, I don't know. But she sounds familiar to me, but she rocked in this episode. I loved her so much in this episode. It was really great to see her. And hopefully she'll be able to come back and guest star. I think this was a one-time thing, but if it is, well, that's sad. But if it's not, that's great because we get to see more of her. But yeah, she deals with English a different way than, than the normal English teacher would. And she is teaching The Dark Knight Returns. And she is teaching about good versus evil and kind of villains. Now, the one thing that was really fun in this episode was Principal, can't remember his name, but he was the principal, really hated that guy. He's which is understandable because it's the villain of the story. She's the fun teacher that wants to teach this one thing, and he's the villain of the story, which I thought was really fun to see that as well. But really what I liked about it is that they referred to the teacher as Batman, and they referred to the principal as Superman. I thought that was hilarious. But really, the whole thing about this is The Dark Knight Returns. She's teaching that, and, they love this teacher, and so it goes through being metaphor to the villains and the heroes, which I thought was really great too. Because I just finished watching season 4 Once Upon a Time, which kind of dealt with that, the heroes and the villains. So it's really common in TV and movies these days to have the heroes and the villains, especially in comic book movies and stuff like that. So it's fun to see these days that they're taking it to a next level with that. So that's what she was kind of trying to teaching in literature, the heroes and the villains, which was really cool. A lot of people, she was pretty cool, but, a lot of people were excited. Mr. Turner returned into this episode. I loved that. He was pretty cool. So we've seen Mr. Turner return, of course, and it kind of made sense that he would return. And I didn't know he's superintendent, so, yeah. Actually, Daniel Fishel in a clever interview told us that Mr. Turner was coming back. And so when I watched that interview, and now when I watch this episode, I was like, oh, this is the episode where he comes back. So it was really fun to see that as well. But through the episode, it gets really fun. So one of the things I didn't like about this episode is when Harper was walking through the halls in the back, when she was first getting introduced, when Cory was like, meet your teacher or whatever, the music cue, really didn't like that part. Because the music cue just kind of set it all off. It really just bugged me. If you guys know what I'm talking about, when you first see the character, when you first see her in the school walking, the music cue that goes off in the first part of the episode, really didn't like that at all. No. But I really did like the rest of the episode, and really this whole center about the Dark Knight Returns. I was just fanboying the whole time, they're doing the Dark Knight Returns! It's so amazing. But, that's what you guys think. I just thought it was a really good episode. It was really good and really fun to watch this episode. And it was really cool just to see all the characters. It really focused on Harper. The episode really was centered around her mostly, because we didn't really get a lot of Lucas or a lot of Farkle, even though they were in the episodes. And they had some awesome lines. But it really just focused on this new teacher, which is really cool. But they're bringing in new characters and focusing on them and not just the main characters. And I love the lesson in this episode. Because, Girl Meets World has bunches of lessons. This one didn't really feel overshadowing. It really didn't feel that bad. It felt like, Cory got fired. That happens in life. People get fired sometimes. And then the heroes versus villains story, that lesson, with the principal and all that stuff, it really didn't overshadow. It felt really perfect to me how they've done it, and the state, like, just the presence of that lesson, it really just didn't overshadow anything else. And I loved it. And I loved pretty much everything in this episode. Not a lot of Augie either. Not there was no side story whatsoever. We did get some Topanga dinner time moments, but that really isn't a side story to me. It really focused on them. Whoa, I just like spit a little. Sorry, but it really focused on the main story and the main lesson, which I loved. It felt like it was in great order, in great shape. This episode was just written really well, so it was really great. So comment down below what you guys think of it. I think hopefully we get to see more Harper in the future. Links up there. Links to know you guys know what I'm talking about. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And follow the channel's Twitter. I know it just does videos, like the whole tweets are just videos. I'm going to start putting updates on there though, so follow that as well. Yeah, I have some updates. So first update, I'm watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of Bunked interviews with Karin Barar, Peyton List, and Sky Jackson. So, and I think I'm loving the trailers. I'm loving the teasers so much. I think I'm gonna take on Bunked. I know it's crazy. I'm reviewing so much stuff, but Jessie is one of the most successful Disney series of all time. Because whenever they got their first season, they were already confirmed for a second season, even though they really didn't know where the show was going. So they're very popular and very great, and I love the cast. I love Debbie Ryan, even though she's not going to be in the spinoff. I love the cast. I think they're all amazing, so I'm just going to go ahead and review it. I'm sorry. I know I caved in. I'm reviewing something else. So it'll be a little weird, the scheduling. I don't know what their regularly scheduled night is. I probably should have figured that out first. But once the fall comes back, I'll mostly be live tweeting for Flash, Arrow, Legends, Supergirl, and Gotham. So it'll be a little crazy to also do Bunked. I think Girl Meets World Season 2 will still be there by then in the fall. Maybe not, I don't know. And I think Casey Undercover Season 1 will be over by the time that happens. So all this stuff is going crazy. And Villain Thursdays, all the shows, it's just going to be a little juggly. It's just going to be a little crazy. So just kind of follow. That's why I did Girl Meets World today, because I really was busy yesterday. So yeah. So it's going to get a little crazy in the fall. But don't worry. I'm going to set it all out and do everything great. Subscriber Jeff, I want to hear your comments on this episode. Please comment. I love your thoughts on the episodes. And you really opened my eyes to it. I didn't realize, your opinions of the show. So comment down below. And thanks guys for watching, and see you later. Bye-bye.